So we,
Well, Uncle Roscoe, of course, always felt he had to take care of Mom. She was the baby and lost her father when she was only a tiny baby. So Roscoe was grown up, of course. He always felt he had to look after Florence. That was our mama. That was your Graham Cooper. Florence, May, Allen, Dork.
And Roscoe owned 16 South Street that we lived in.
now is 16 South Street the
Yes.
salt box or a
Yeah,
different
that's the
one?
salt
Oh, it
box.
is the salt box, okay. So he owned that.
He owned
Huh.
it until 1933 or 34, and he sold it for $1,400. Remember that?
Good price in those days.
Yeah.
Right.
It was Depression.
Oh, sure.
But before that, we had lived at 22 South,
Yeah.
which Uncle Charlie owned. Charlie Allen owned that one, 22 South, and a lot of other properties. But we lived and he boarded, remember?
No.
Oh.
No, I was born there. I guess
That's
we
right,
moved
you
about-
were-
about
that's
a year
right.
when I was about a
Yeah.
year.
Well, Charlie Allen Mom always got meals for Charlie Allen. He had one room up over the kitchen. He slept there, and ate with us always. And we rent, I don't know if you paid rent or if just his board, took care of. Well, look who's here, Ronnie Brown.
Hi, Ron.
Now who are we on? Uncle Roscoe.
Yeah,
Right.
Roscoe.
Now what did he do? Was he a fisherman or?
Yes, and he also worked on the quarry barge over at Granite Wharf.
Hodge.
Yeah, she was telling you how we saved Kitty's life. The storm upset the barge out there, and the chunks of granite
He sunk fast.
made it little. I guess they did sink fast, and he saved. You remember that story?
Yes,
She told
yeah.
me the other day how he saved.
We have it written down somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we have that.
I think it was in a newspaper article or something. Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bob, I think, got it for me.
Right. It was,
He received the Carnegie Medal for bravery for that.
Whatever happened to the medal? Medal still in the
No, I
family?
have no idea where the
no
medal
idea
is.
whatever happened to
Too
her.
bad.
Mhm.
Well, he did a variety of things. He cooked on, I remember the period when he was cooking on,
Colonel Sheeney's yacht.
Colonel Sheeney's yacht. That was the Army Corps of Engineers. And there were like a 3-man crew there, the cook, the captain, and the first mate.
I didn't remember any of that, but
And but I do remember Sheeney's brother. And they had a silk mill or
yes,
fabric,
fabric, manufactured fabric,
and they gave you a
a folded
material
material.
from
Yeah.
which you made a dress which fell apart. I mean, the material fell apart.
I didn't remember that.
Not very good quality, huh?
Yeah, well, I think it was something that must have been in a window of a store or something, and then got too much sun.
Oh, all my hard work sewing
Yeah.
that silly old dress. Almost like he made an ugly pattern. I always picked patterns that never did look good on me, period. All that work for nothing. Oh boy. Oh.
And when he was up there, he used to talk about the kids from large families that used to come to the boat for their leftovers.
Oh, sure.
Food, and he always said if one of them fell through the cracks in the wharf, that he'd never be missed. The families were so large. And they told the story, and I guess this was to fool a man rather than any of the kids. Man just loved pie, so they made a pie with a crust of canvas. And the man ate it, and they said, well, how'd you like that pie? He said, well, real good, but the rind was kind of tough.
Roscoe is full of those kind of stories.
Yes.
And then he had false teeth and he coughed.
Yeah, he spit those
They're in
overboard
Boston Harbor
when he spit out some coffee grinds, coffee grounds.
Yeah. Oh, he never got them replaced. I think those were his lower teeth, I guess. And he used to have fun, Emma and all that club, that older group. I never went with them. I guess I was busy bringing up Anita and didn't get a chance. I don't know. But Emma and Leonie and some of Milu's sisters, they used to they had a club. And they went to Boston, and he gave them lunch on board Colonel Sheeney's yacht. And he said, I think he said he could hear them coming a mile away, cackling. That's all I remember about that, because Emma had that club when she lived over Pigeon Cove, you know, with Milu's sisters and Leonie. And I think that's all they were for. But Roscoe, of course, also cooked on fishing vessels out of Boston. This was long before he was more or less retired when he cooked for Colonel Feeney, you know.
Another time, he took care of the bridge down at Buzzard's Bay.
See?
We lived in Onset, a cottage. Now we winter, but it wasn't a winterized cottage. At least it was fall, I think, when we went down to see him. And well, for a while there, I mean, he used to always bring us something and buy things for us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he had the car.
Yeah.
But I seemed like, you know, he was our wealthy uncle. But then when he sold the house, well, I suppose he might have been unemployed too. It was the Depression.
Yeah.
Everything seemed not to have much money. And,
Nobody had any money in those days.
No.
But he had worked, as I say, as chef on but also deckhand. You know, you can't just be a cook on a fishing vessel. You've got to be deckhand too. And
The cook who usually, the captain usually ran the boat while the fishermen were fishing. They went off in dories. And the cook and the captain stayed, manned the boat, you see, back and forth, waiting for the dories to come back.
He most likely pulled the dories up out of the water too, you know.
Had to launch them.
Wasn't he also an ace spearsman for swordfish?
Yeah, I never heard about that.
Probably did it.
Wouldn't surprise me, yeah.
He's, but the story I think I told it the last time was...
Harpooner.
Yeah,
on the swordfish
that's
boat.
it, yes.
Yeah?
There's always one man in specialty.
Now you speak of it, he most likely was.
I think I recall that. But the story they told about when he was a little boy and he went to the Goldfield School, and the teacher said, "Now, John Roscoe, you're smarter than this, you know, you're not answering any questions and so forth. I want you to learn that lesson. And tomorrow when you come into school, you'll answer my questions." And so she asked him a question, he got up and completely recited the whole page at least, maybe. And she couldn't make him stop. He just kept right on talking. He showed her he could learn.
He had it memorized. He could write poetry at the drop of a hat.
but also he was cook at the local Coast Guard at that, and always helped.
Now, did he belong to the Coast Guard, or were you enlisted?
No,
or did he just hired as cook?
No, just hired as cook at that time. Yeah, they had a full contingent of people there at that time. Who was the top? Mr. Gott, was it? I think so. Marion Grimes' father, Mr. Gott. I think he was in charge.
Could be.
But anyway, on Thursday mornings they would have the breeches boy
Drill, a drill.
Yeah, the drill, yes. But they wouldn't shoot it out into the water like they would if they were going to rescue people from a ship, you know. They would just shoot it into the yard.
They had a mast.
Yeah, right, yeah. And you had to climb up that pole, and Roscoe was the great, nice, big, heavy man up there who could help you get into that breeches boy. Kay and I used to walk down special for that, and to have donuts, you know. He'd have donuts and milk, and
that, you know how big round that boy
Yeah.
is?
Oh,
So
about
Kay,
50.
he'd put Kay in one leg and me in the other, you know. Yeah, and give us a ride. They'd shoot it, and we'd go right down the yard and then be lifted out on the ground, you know. But they did that every Thursday morning, that drill.
I used to watch them after carry special
Yeah.
soldier
Oh,
probably
yes.
going by about 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
They come running out with the cart,
Yeah.
fire the cannon.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they
So-
had a time limit, of course. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was a drill so that they could do it in case they had to rescue people from the ship. Yeah. So,
Now the Coast Guard is gone.
yes, as far as stations, I don't know. Privately owned now, I suppose. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A while back, I thought they were having plans for it to be a museum of a type, or
Well, there's talk of that, and they
yeah.
finally they put it up for sale, and the fellow bought it for $42,000.
Oh wow,
Bargain.
that nice,
Nice building.
yeah, oceanside property.
Well, when
Not a
Roscoe
beach,
was
but-
there too, I used to go down and go lobstering with him. He had his own little dory and he had the roller on the side, you know,
Little pots
and a
up.
few pots right there in that little cove. And there were two rocks like this that had a place in between. And I thought that was wonderful if he'd row and go through that. And he'd do it always to please me, you know. I was his pet, yeah, until she came along.
Yeah.
But then that didn't matter because, but, yeah,
Both of us. He did
yeah,
this
he
for
was
both of
wonderful
us.
then for both of us. But and he'd let me pretend to be helping him. You know, he'd pull the lobster pots up over there, just a roller on the side. He was so strong. And I guess I don't know. I can't remember ever enjoying lobster then, a kid. But maybe he brought some of them home. Maybe he used them there at the Coast Guard. Maybe he sold them. He perhaps had a sale for them.
I remember him cooking Easter dinner. It was always fried eggs,
Oh,
and
yeah.
fried ham, and Roscoe cooking.
Ham and eggs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody does that anymore.
Well, I remember the most when he'd come home on a weekend and Sunday morning make those peach or apple dumplings. Yeah, biscuit dough and put the half a peach in there and oh, I can just see them now, brown on the top. Oh, put that juice over them. Oh, when we come home from Sunday school and church and have apple dumplings or peach dumplings for dessert, I tell you, that was a treat. Roscoe, he was just good all around. Yeah, he was great, so good to us kids. Oh, we were his family, really. Never had any of his own, you know. So
You never married?
never
No.
married. None of them.
None of the three men married.
No. The three girls married and the three men never did. Sam or Charlie, Eleanor or Roscoe. No.
I remember the names, Sam, Ellen, Charlie.
Yeah. And Sam owned 10 South Street and Charlie